Standing on the navel of the world and looking down. I am standing on the navel of the world and looking down. Have you ever felt the sun god Inti sting your head, scorch your brain until you felt illuminated? I look down at the city of Cusco, where the conquistadores knocked down the sun and moon temples and put up churches made of pure gold. I look up at the mountainsides, where there are desolate little houses with thatched orange roofs made of adobe. I see hunger and poverty hanging on their clotheslines. The caste system is turned on its head. The poorest indigenas have their houses at the peak of the mountain, and the more wealthy at the foot of the valley. Here, in the heart of the Peruvian Andes, I am Yama taken down as prey with Soroche, the altitude curse for gringos. Just like Montezuma's revenge in Mexico, I was never 14,000 feet above sea level, over mountains fresh in jungle leaves, touching the condor god with my feverish thoughts. Your lips are blue, someone tells me. When I look up, everything is washed in green. The world is spinning, and we could not be on a higher peak than Sacsayhuaman, the black puma's head. I fall coiling like Machacuay, the ancestral serpent with its mouth open, waiting below for me. Right here in the doorway of the sun, where the ñustas dance in the moonlight, I awake. I am an old paisana in a long skirt of indigenous design and colorful llama wool, my silver braid down to my hips, and my poncho around my bony shoulders. I am walking barefoot over the impregnated belly of Pachamama, Mother Earth. I am planting papa and maize carefully with calloused hands and parched lips, whispering invocations to Ayapacha so that crops are good. My naked feet humbly feel the rise and fall of the breathing in her ribs, her smooth hips, and her generous breasts. With it all is the growing and dying of her crops, her children. Her warm belly is a multitude of textures. My toes buried under mud, my soles pressed to her grassy dirt, my heels barely scraping her rocks. I am nothing like the 21-year-old woman I once was, wearing leather boots, stripping the earth with rubber, unveiling the layers of the land and leaving it naked. With my shoes off, I am vulnerable to the creatures of the altitude, the sharpness of nature. I am no longer the gringa latina turista trailing behind the French hikers, the German explorers, the Australian honeymooners, listening blankly to the story of a conquest that raped the spirit of a nation. I speak with Pachamama quietly, knowing I am privileged to know her. Enséñame, I whisper. No tengo miedo. I am the servant, and you are the owner of this house. She brings me a vision of another time, another place. I am taking my shoes off before going into my grandmother's freshly mopped kitchen. I see myself dancing the vals on my father's toes in the shag rug living room. I see myself doing cartwheels in the summer grass and watching the veins protrude on my feet, believing it meant I would have to work hard for my living. I hear a child's voice that says, if we were plants, our leaves would be our feet and our roots would be our mouths. That is correct. That is correct. That is correct, doctor. She vomited and fainted upon reaching the top of Sacsayhuaman. I am awakened. Back in Cusco, I find myself back in my hotel bed with icicle feet. My head pounds harder than iron cracking rock. Another dehydrated gringa on the Incan Trail tour, mutters the doctor, pulling his stethoscope from around his neck. Yet things are not the way they were. My heart beats in my feet to the rhythm of the ancient pulse of harvest, and my words come out tangled as my mouth is full of earth.